And they'll send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. So here are the Browns to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
2nd down, here's Chubb again.
Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead.
Going out wide, finds Chubb.
And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. The Browns send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The situation for them offensively as follows. Down 13-10. At time, a huge factor. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down. Throwing left side, it's complete. Back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
The throw over the middle taken in.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
1st down now, but the clock continues to move. Back to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. 118 yards on the ground for him so far.
Very much in range for a tying field goal as they hurry to the line. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And this one is right through. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Browns drive about to get started. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The home side once again ready to take over offensively. All set up for him right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
So they come out throwing in the extra session and get a nice hook up right away.
Tells you a lot about what a coach feels about his team, doesn't it? That type of a play in overtime. So many people in this situation play not to lose instead of playing to win. That throw there tells you exactly what they're trying to get done.
And the throw left sideline here is...
And now we've got a review here. All challenges in overtime, of course, initiated by the replay official here in the stadium. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned.
2nd and 4. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 35. That one goes for 24 yards.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 35-yard line. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
He's brought down at the 31. It's a gain of 4.
They'll set up to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 17-yard line. 14 yards that time for number 14. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His 2nd catch in a row, first down. That last pass puts him over 300 yards now in the game. More importantly, though, big first down here in OT.
And the team around him has a lot of confidence now after picking up that first down. Everyone seems a little more energized. But did I hear you before the game call in and say, this is my quarterback for your fantasy league? Because he just gave you a good stat, didn't he?
He did, and I appreciate it. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. A handoff as they run the counter play. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? Oh, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. Boy, that's a tough one right there, CD. They fought back to tie it, to send it to overtime, had all the momentum, and then that interception.
That fighting spirit, those fighting plays that got them back into it, maybe a little too aggressive there, throwing the interception, and now they've opened the door to get beat by a field goal coming back the other way.
First throw in OT for Watson. And he is going to go down in the end zone. It's a safety, and the game is over.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner. Although on that last play they were so backed up, it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
So for the home team here, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Pittsburgh Steelers.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we'll get to see Derek Stingley. He had no picks a week ago, but plenty of stops. 9 of them to be exact. It's the Texans and the Caps, and it's coming up next.
On a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. Today, we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Columbus Caps and the Houston Texans. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They come in the midst of a pretty bad stretch here. Losers of 5 straight.
So many different reasons teams hit the losing skids, but the best way out of it, something has to happen positive early in the game.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Columbus club, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their quarterback now in his 3rd season in the league.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. The numbers on the ground for Pierce last week. 20 carries, 74 yards.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. He's going to have the hook up to Gage. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. His first pass attempt of the game, Charles, and the pass rush was right there to hit him. But no fear, he delivered an accurate ball. Nice catch.
And you never want to see your quarterback getting hit. But it also sends a message to the rest of the team when he's able to take that shot and still deliver downfield. Showing a little toughness, and the team rallies around him. This could really help them on their drive.
First and 10, it's Pierce. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. They'll drop to throw. Got this into the hands of the tight end, Jordan. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Pierce will try to pick it up. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. The numbers for him from a week ago: 24 carries, 118 yards.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A gain there of 21 yards. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called the big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers are getting involved as this game goes on.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Being chased out left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
But you do need to know as a young quarterback that if you're going to spread the field, the ball's got to come out quick, and you have to know where to go with the football really in pre-snap. Identify where you want to go and get rid of it.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. On second down, they'll run it here. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a third and long situation coming up. They'll look to throw. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And his kick is right there. It's good.
Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still a very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game.
Their second drive here of the ball game, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
2nd and 6. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. He'll look to throw.
Again, it's Johnson. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Back to throw here. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Three 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Columbus with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. From the gun, he'll hand this off. Skirts by at the 15. And down inside the 15 he goes. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this 2nd go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10.
And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
9-yard line, 2nd and 6.
And now here's a carry heading left. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. Touchdown! A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. So the drive there took 6 plays. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. Houston's offense taking over again. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Pierce. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Here's a 2nd and 7. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Texans on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
A run for Pierce out of the gun. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Looking to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. He'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. He's got a man complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Defense.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Running it out of the gun with Pierce. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. They'll set up a throw. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Back to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They'll start on the ground here on first down. Showed some flash on the run, but he will be brought down shy of his 10.
Holding offense.
So that's going to push him back half the distance. Following the penalty, they'll go back to the run game. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. And he was very fortunate there to get out of his end zone. He maybe got back to the 2-yard line. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as he'll stop him well short of the yellow line. They bring their punter out there now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt. 3-yard return, and this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
To Pierce, they set up the screen.
And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Now back to throw. Johnson's got it complete. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan 1st down.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Gets it out quick. It's Gage on the slant.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is going to be intercepted.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Back out comes this offense now late in this first half. And just inside of a minute left, Charles, they got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now they'll run on the draw. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. He'll look to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives them a first down.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Back to throw now on first down. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. From there, we'll head to Cleveland to check on the Browns at home at First Energy Stadium. And they've got the lead in their matchup with the Pittsburgh Steelers. 2 touchdown passes there for Deshaun Watson. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And they've got the lead over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Drew Lock has thrown a touchdown pass. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for our visitors in the first half. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for the Texans, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he stopped immediately there. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. Oh, able to avoid him. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Things just kind of continuing to unravel for them here in this second half. They take the shot downfield, but this defense once again up to the task.
Well, this is where you think about the old phrase, desperate times call for desperate measures, because they've got nothing on the scoreboard, and they're just trying to get something, anything to go their way. But in this case, they turn the ball over.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And touchdown.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Finds his man, it's John Mechie. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. 55 rushing yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Yeah, there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And Pierce gets it again on second down.
And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. They'll look to throw now on first down. Buying time to his left. And now here is another interception. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me, because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
2nd and 10. Thanks for tagging along with us here from Houston, Texas.
Dancing to his left. And he's got his big tight end here. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Well, he was trying to make something happen there outside of the pocket, but ultimately what did happen was a loss of yardage.
Yeah, he held on to it for a long time, didn't he? As you talked about, trying to make something happen, hoping something would come open, but it didn't. Ends up shoveling it off, ends up going for negative play.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a letdown defensively, because they had them stacked up 3rd and long, and you know their thought process had to be just make the tackle in front of the sticks and force the 3. Instead, they allowed him room to run, and now they're facing 1st and goal, looking to regroup.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal.
They'll drop to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Caps take advantage of the field position on the turnover to cash in for 6. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the 2 teams by far, and that's great complementary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 24. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Houston set to take over. Well, the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing.
Over the middle, that's caught by Mechie.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Pierce gets this one running right.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
Open man is Mechie, and he's got him. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They run the option here on 1st and 10.
It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
And, Charles, you wonder about this defense coming in. I mean, look, it's no secret they're playing a team that's down on its luck right now. Losers of 5 straight. How does that change how you prepare for a game?
Well, to me, the first thought is you just get after them early, right?
Personal
Take away
foul.
any
Roughing
chance of
after
them building any
defense.
confidence. But the second thing is you prepare a little bit differently. You've got to expect this team to take chances, go for it on 3rd and 4th downs, run a lot of trick plays, anything to try and break their losing streak. So you must stay alert and stay aware.
Back now in Houston. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3. The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 7.
That's complete to Pierce.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 1st down marker at the 11. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down.
And that's all about recognition right there because he's got to go from pass rush mode to pursuit mode, what defensive line coaches like to call retracing. And he's able to retreat and make the tackle for just a short gain.
Here we go on 4th down. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down.
60 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. They'll look to throw here. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. And on now is the punter, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. And now out comes Houston.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
He gets it left side to Johnson. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. 2nd and 4. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. He'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Finding Johnson on the out route. That's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They'll look to throw again. Flushed out right. He's going to have the hook up to Gage. And they're going to get this up to midfield. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Completes it again to Gage. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Again, he'll drop to throw. Swings this one out wide for Pierce. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And Cooks has it over the middle. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw again. And my goodness, another interception. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl. When you have 4 in one game, I mean, talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced watching this one.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. And they'll run the option to start the drive. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line. 73 yards on the ground for him so far.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And he's brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4. He's been quiet today in the passing game. Just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, you know, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up. Give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Texans will take over. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's got a man. Complete. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Pierce. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So 3 plays already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll set up to throw. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. Touchdown, Texans. Juwan Johnson from 8 yards out. And the Texans are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for our visitors, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for Houston, things are definitely going south quickly as they fall now to 1-6. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.